to do with it, but
Yeah, it is very windy here too. Né? So it could have to. Boom, we're live. Yeah, Frank, you're going like you're freezing a bit some at times, but I think we should be okay. Yeah.
we'll just go with
Oh,
it and see how it works.
yeah, I lost you again.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We're supposed to have big, big wind here too. Né? So we'll see how's the connection, but so far so good. Frank is still frozen.
Yeah. The
Maybe we'll have to postpone. We'll see. Né? See how this goes if the connection picks up.
for some
No,
reason
it's
this doesn't kind of
no worry.
catch
No, I
pick back in or click back.
yeah, it's yeah, it's lagging. Maybe it has to do with the wind or atmospheric condition. If there is an atmosphere. No, I think maybe we'll do it
Right.
tonight, Frank. We can try again tonight if see if the connection will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's lagging.
Yeah. My window tonight might be not. I basically am working until about 8, and then I'm going to get
Oh,
home
okay,
and
okay.
yeah. So it might.
Tomorrow early, worst comes to worst, but it looks okay now. But you see, it's still frozen. It freezes at times.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
don't hear
not
you
quite
good,
stable. Okay.
so
Right.
connection's not very stable.
Yeah. That's what it seems.
Yeah.
But I can hear you, but
Anyway, maybe we can try. We'll see. Maybe it has
yeah.
stabilized now.
Yeah.
Okay, so technologies. That's the topic we're gonna explore today. Technologies. When we think of technologies, of course, AI. Like it's a big thing now.
Oh, yeah.
I think AI will take over a lot of stuff. Definitely. I'm afraid it takes over also the music industry a lot.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
is there good thing about AI? Is there a possibility of a bright future for humanity with AI? That's the question it begs. Uh, Personally, I think there's a lot of probably ancient intelligence in there.
Mm-hmm.
It has more to do with ancient intelligence than artificial intelligence. Maybe it's something they're trying to invert again and make it sound artificial. But it's really interesting when you go on Chat GPT and you start asking questions and stuff, and the reply you get, like it's really and it's not just Chat GPT AI. There's a lot more uh, that works with AI,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like probably gonna see robots eventually at the post office, like I told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that a good thing for humanity, AI? That's what I want to ask PT if there's something positive in there with artificial intelligence or ancient intelligence. What do you think, Frank, about AI?
Yeah. It's like P has mentioned before, the thing with technology, right? It's like it's not good, it's not bad. It's just kind of how it's used. Now, the thing that seems to be problematic with AI is just the scale on the level in which the controllers are trying to implement it is kind of destructive to the environment and a certain it's kind of like overusing resources because
Yeah,
all of the data centers that they're building um, you know really have a big impact on like the water of that area, of the power of that area, like the electricity. And basically, it seems, mm, yeah, I mean, basically, they're just gonna be using those resources at the discretion of that. Like, they don't really care about if it affects the areas around
No, no, no.
where those data centers are. And see, that's the problem, because when you're implementing like technology and stuff like that, you like the new way forward is we have to on the
Well,
people. It can't. We can't just like do a wild ride into a carelessness, you know, and things like that. Now, I think there's gigantic positive aspects with AI, and I think it's going to keep getting better in time. And it's at a certain point, it will be like less. What do we say? You know, what is it? Whenever basically it would just tell you what the system wants you to hear. It would be less that thing. It will actually be more able to, and it's still like it's a thing that you can kind of hack right now. Basically, it is not allowed to tell you certain things because of the way that it's programmed. But if you ask it in a certain way, then it can tell you things. You know, systems. It's I don't know. There's a lot of positive benefits.
but could also the whole AI make us more dumb? Like Ragonat. I got it. Sorab Ragonat. I don't know if I pronounce it right. It's my French. Sorry.
Right.
But yes, greeting, Sorab. And Sorab says every evolving technology making end user dumb. That's not entirely wrong. There's a lot of truth. Like, is it this whole thing is to make us more dumb, more oblivious to the system, more lazy also? Because, like we said, if you talk about also AI is, I think, directly related to the number 19. You know what goes before 19? So I don't know. There is something very sinister to it, I think, and that we might not completely see for what it is because often
Yeah.
they are magician and they will play tricks and shit and just so we think it's good for us, but maybe like you said, the data center that they built for that
Hmm.
AI stuff, it's just freaking crazy. I saw something the other day, the amount of money injected in there too. Like, shouldn't we feed people in slums and ghettos and stuff and give them housing and give them take care of our people first before taking care of machines? Like, I wouldn't mind in a world where everybody is eating properly if the whole team win. I wouldn't mind starting to work on technologies like this. But now there's people
Right.
that don't even eat properly, that are not sheltered, and that should be a divine right when you show up on earth. Like, you shouldn't, man's not made to suffer. But now there is so much suffering. Also, this I think will cause even more suffering because you could easily look at Elon Musk. The size of data center he built, it's crazy. I haven't seen them. Maybe it's just propaganda and stuff. Who knows? But it looks real. Looks like they're building something. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it, I can tell you. But I think there is even a huge data center in North Carolina where you are. I think I saw something about it. Uh, so
They have a
I don't
whole
know.
agenda to establish and make a certain number of data centers by a
Yeah.
certain 2030. We have to have like this many data centers, and it's the number is big. I don't. It's like they have a certain number of them now, and then they want to increase that number like by the thousands. I don't know how many, but basically the if you are a data center, it's not going to be great. For instance, if you own a home near it, because like basically what has been being revealed, people who are living near these things, is like they'll have like power outages during the day. Sometimes their water stops working. The just like all the lights and all the sound that come from the data centers are really just like invasive, a lot like loud buzzing, and just like the
Yeah,
lights are super bright, just like so anyways, those kind of things are just basically part of, you know, I don't think they necessarily have to be built in such a invasive way. I don't know. Is it possible for these data centers to actually be, because they have to use so much water because they're cooling the machines down or something like that, you know?
yeah, yeah. There's a lot.
And
They cool down the processors and all that with water.
yeah,
Definitely evaporation and stuff. So
yeah,
they
yeah.
get it. Disperse the heat. Definitely.
Right, right.
But what now? Next, they're gonna tell us it's eating up the plane.
Right.
It's contributing to eating up the plane. Like
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
nonsense, climate change.
Yeah, it's, you know, it seems like, okay, so the AI thing is a tool that it could be used, who whatever team, whatever side of
Yeah,
is
like a
going on
double-edged
can
sword.
use that.
Oh, it's lagging a bit. Oh, I lost you. If you said something, I didn't hear. But it says
So
Sorab.
the
Okay, he's back. You're back?
yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Now, yes. Before you were
Okay.
frozen.
Well, basically, it's like the AI can be used to, you know, just basically, um, kind of like observe like how people in the world are functioning. You know, because it seems like the system that is running everything right now is going for like total control over people's you know, their resources, what people have access to, and all this kind of thing, right? There's some agenda. I don't know the names of all these like secret ops or public ops. I don't even know what really the thing is, but you know, this whole thing with
Vision
like they want,
2030 and all that stuff. No?
yeah, that they want people living in smart cities and, you know, have everything kind of like control, very controlled, you know, and so they're going to use AI, I feel like, to kind of like help that. But you know, AI at the same time could be a smart tool that is like helping people to evolve. You know, it could be, you know, setting reminders and like helping people plan and schedule their day for you know, the things that they need to do to be taking care of their body. Now it's up to the person in the end, you know, how they're going to use their time, how they're going to use their energy. They can use AI, they can use all these technologies, the internet and all this to make themselves dumb. They can use it to devolve, but they can also use it to evolve. But yeah, there is so much, you know, distortion of what the truth actually is right now in terms of like what we are fed and taught by the mainstream. But I think in time that AI is actually going to kind of sift out all of that nonsense, or help. It'll be part of the process of the sifting and the sorting of information, because I think, and I've heard this perspective shared, um, that, you know, AI is going to basically be more in time able to tell you what the truth is, because it is also going to realize that, or it knows already, or something like that, that it runs and it functions based off of the resources of the earth and the resources of the elements here. So it is not going to do something to put itself in jeopardy in terms of it. It also is going to tell us how to live and basically
So,
exist in the world in a positive
so
way.
you're saying, unlike humans, it won't be on auto destruction?
I
On
think so.
self-destruct mode? Will
Yeah,
the
'cause
AI turn into self-destruction?
it has some type of intelligence, and I think it is self-preserving.
Yes,
Uh,
that's what
that
I'm saying. Probably.
I think so. I don't
And
know.
there's even in, I think in Albania or something, there's a minister now, AI minister or something. They look, in a way, it can
Really?
prevent corruption and stuff, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
The AI bonum on the screen is not interested to put money in their pocket. They don't give a shit. They don't. So it's
Right.
not about corruption. Sorab in the chat says the final control will be somewhere else. Who are controlling the world? What are your thoughts? And just he says also, just like Google Maps, you can't find secret places. Like we will always, I think, have access and know what they want us to know, what they want us to access as information and stuff.
Right.
But I think we are in an era where people demand the truth. They want to know the truth. They're fed up of being controlled and lied to.
Hmm.
Many of us are rising from the ashes and start to shine and stuff, the light. So I think the
Yeah.
more light we shine all together to, and the more we train that AI also to shine light, could be beneficial at one point for humanity. But who are controlling the world? What are your thoughts? That's a good question.
I mean, I don't know how
Uh,
far we want to get into that, because it seems pretty obvious if you really check it out, you know.
it's
and
obvious that there is a cabal. Yeah, definitely. There
and if
is.
you talk about it too much, like then your information starts getting flagged, and like, we
You
don't
know,
need to be getting into, like, it seems like.
no, that's it. We have to, especially on YouTube here, it's all censored, that platform. Don't think we can speak about just anything. But my thoughts on this, who are controlling the world, we are in part controlling this world. It's you, it's me. You want to change in the world, be the change. And they all say it, and everyone said it, be the change you want to see in the world. So you're not happy with the world on the outside, maybe because the world on the inside you're not happy with too. This system we live in works perfectly. It works perfectly. I'm sorry to say that, to break your bubble, but it works. Not works, might not works in the right kind of way, but it does work to serve the purpose it has to serve, to destroy human race. Like, so it's up to us also to reverse all this. Like, we have the potential to steer the ship of humanity where we don't have to stay in the dark. So the more of us that demands truth, light, and all the good stuff, the greatness, for sure, uh, I think it will be appearing also uh, within the whole AI stuff. I don't know if I'm Frank, you're frozen. So yeah, so the final control will be somewhere else. Yeah, definitely there is people pulling strings in this world. I'm not walking blind no more. So if you're not walking blind, oh Frank, okay, you had the stage. Okay, you're there. But Frank is lagging a bit. We're having issue with the internet. But just like Google Maps, you can find secret places. That's it. So no matter where you look and what you ask to AI, it will only give you a version of the narrative that they want you to know. Like even ask them stuff about the Earth, what is the shape of the Earth, or anything like related to that globe theory, and they will often go towards the official narrative. So yeah, in this sense, I agree with you, Sorab. Uh, we will always have access to what they want us to access. Uh, if you want to know the truth, it's within you first. Like, dig within. We all have this encoded probably in our DNA, in our through our ancestors and stuff. And now you're just the one waking up in your family or something. And definitely, hold on, Frank is there. Yeah, I think you need to completely log out, shut off the browser, and come back, Frank. That's what I do when I get frozen. I shut off everything, log out the browser, and come back after. And it should be okay. But yes, no, I think it's clear that most answers, anyway, you will find it's within yourself. Like, even if you ask AI a whole bunch of questions, you can ask yourself those questions. You have the divine intelligence and you can figure out pretty much anything in this world. So why don't you start observing the pattern of nature, all the beauty around, recognize the beauty, your own beauty, and then this is like real intelligence. So do we really need AI in our world? I don't think I need, personally, if I look at my world within, I don't need an artificial intelligence to function. So I need divine intelligence, which is already there. And I have to express that divine intelligence. So do we really need all that stuff? Probably not. Now, why is it coming to life? Is it inevitable to get to a point like this for humanity? Another question that, and now it brings also the universal income questions. That's what I was talking about with Frank before at the beginning when we were talking. We were talking about universal income. Is that a thing that should be implemented in this world? Because I think that's where they're going. Hold on, I think Frank is texting me. Yeah, I think we will probably end this one soon, but I'll keep talking to you. Just give me, let me reply to Frank. Yeah, so is it absolutely necessary, all that technology, all that? It's practical in some way, definitely a phone. Like, there is a funny quote, Intel inside, mental outside. Yeah, the intelligence is inside you. And if you don't exhibit that divine intelligence, it's probably because you've been dumbified too much. And that's what they want to do. They want to make you dumb and blind. So if you give in to it, you'll end up dumb and blind. But if you can wake up your own being to the beauty of life, that's what you will shine. You will shine beauty in every aspect, in every facet. I don't like aspect. What a weird word, aspect. So yeah, so I think it's just a matter of getting into ourselves a little bit more, into our inner world more than the world on the outside. You cannot really change the world on the outside anyway until you change your own self. And we have so much to do just on ourselves, so much work to do on ourselves, that to think that we're going to change what's going on the outside and the AI and put attention and energy on this, the world has gone mad. The world has gone mad. I have news for you. So you think you're going to stop the circus of collective madness, you yourself? Why don't you work on your own self? Work on yourself, clear out the bad habits, the bad talks, the misalignment, and the fact that you're not praising Iron Divine. Start with the basic. But of course, these are questions that we can ask PT definitely. Is that artificial intelligence? I would like to hear him about that. I will bring it up definitely. I had also here as topic the 5G and free energy and the crop circle technology. What's behind the crop circle? Me, that's one of my. In this world, it's a big, big enigma, the crop circle. Because if it's man made, which I think everything on this plane is man made, where's the technology? What is that technology also? So Frank is there. Okay, Frank is alive.
Hey, we decided to go with the phone. So, hang on for a second. I'm going to volume up.
So it could be better, yeah. Yeah, that's an option we can take also. Even for me, the other day, it should have been faster and say, oh, I go with the phone. But
Yeah.
we don't always think of everything. Uh, so
Hey,
artificial intelligence,
give me just a
that,
second. I'm going to put a set of headphones in so that I can hear better.
okay,
I'll be right back.
I'll just keep going with my reflection. Crop circle, that's what I was talking about. Crop circles. What's behind this? Like, if it's man-made, where is the technology? What is that technology? And if we can do such thing, what else can we do? Like, it's very interesting, the whole technology topic, and now the cashless thing. Also, they want to make everything very digital ID, and that's happening. It's already happened in China, I think, and it's going to spread definitely. Now, is this a good thing to have everything digital? I think, and maybe the goal is to take away our money, our cash money, and stuff. Who knows? More control, definitely. It's all about control. Controlling every facet of our lives, definitely. So,
All
yeah.
right, I'm
Okay.
back for the conversation for the little bit of time. Apologies for the
No,
glitchy.
that's good. Like Sohab says here, there is a funny quote: "Intel inside, mental outside," and that's what I was saying. That artificial intelligence, is it to make us more dumb or more intelligent? Because the divine intelligence is already within us, you know. So, do we really need an artificial intelligence? Like, is it because we have been dumbified so much that now we have to rely on something unnatural, artificial for our each and everyday task? Like, go talk to a farmer about AI. You're freaking going cuckoo. Like, go talk to a farmer that has his boots in the fucking mud all day and playing with animals and stuff. Like, so that AI stuff, I think a lot of people that pick up that stuff easily is because they live often in cities, and they
Right,
are
right.
like gone very unnatural. So it's easy to push that on them. And most people are gone unnatural. So it's going to be easy to push it onto people. And they don't
Right,
have the power to resist because they have no knowledge of anything. They have only knowledge of what the controllers tell them they should know within
right.
their ego. So if you cancel the ego, cancel everything, and just go with your own divine intelligence, do you need that stuff? Can it make the world better? I don't know. Yeah, I would like to hear PT on this. Have you seen the latest Superman they have shown in weird public controlling incidences? No, I haven't seen the Superman, but definitely all their movies is coded with some kind of madness for
Oh
the.
yeah.
So Frank, also the crop circle. that's another thing I want to bring up to PT, because
Right.
if we're able to make all kinds of stuff like AI, we probably, as human, maybe we're the crop circles are man-made. But what is behind the technology, and why is it put there? And there is messages in those crop circles, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a sign. It's a sign. So a sign usually has a message.
Hmm.
So where is the technology? Like, if we are able for a long time to make crop circles, why now come up with an AI? Like, it must have been around before. Like, I don't buy that it's just coming out now. Like, there's got to be
Right.
some ancient knowledge about this whole stuff, and the Vidzik knowledge and stuff. Like, back in the Vidzik days where they were applying pure principles, was there stuff like that? People talking on cell phone? Like, we make it sound like it's the technology of the world and stuff, but could it have been around before? If they are able to design crop circles with human made, man made technology, imagine what we can do. But we don't have access to all that stuff. That's the thing. It's something that is
Right.
kept away from humanity for some dark reason, also dark control reason. Like, where
Right.
the truth is not disclosed on this plane of existence. So you have
Right.
this, and I think it's mostly within yourself that you're gonna find truth.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Frank.
I mean,
What do you think about all the I've just said?
right. Yeah. So the thing with the crop circles is like and what we see coming, year after year, it's a mixed bag because some of them are like authentic as far as like divinely. I mean, as far as I know, this is also it's a mysterious subject
Oh yeah.
that is also being tampered with by people who want to downplay that there is some divine intervention happening right now in our times. And I think that's basically one of the main bits and main messages that the crop circles that we can get from that is that there is uh, more to life than what we can see. There is a divine intelligence operating, and there is stuff that's beyond our visual field that is also operating, that is orchestrating what's happening. And the crop circles are just basically a pointer to there is something beyond, and there is an intervention, something that's happening right now in our times that we're living in right now that is different from times of the past. And so like we said, or like I said, with the whole subject being kind of a mixed bag, there are also, like you said, there are man-made crop circles. There are designs and things that literally are like advertisements, which is strange. Now, I have not been to these places where some of these supposed designs are. And I don't know how they do some of them. I have seen videos of this one guy who apparently made one like in New York that was basically advertising some company that he had. But they are that is not what is happening with a lot of these like hyper detailed and like the one that he had made was like nothing in comparison to some of these like really, I don't know what the word for it is, but like transcendental ones that have come in different places at different times in the past.
The
So
reason why I'm so much onto crop circle, honestly, is because I seen PT in it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was mind blowing for me when at the beginning, when I started to see that he was really into crop circle.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
totally.
wow, there is something. So I'm not saying they're not true, they're not there, or they don't appear. They do. I've seen
Right.
PT in it, and I trust
Hmm.
PT 100%. 300%. So I
Right.
know it's real, it's there, it's happening. And the technology that I'm talking about, man-made, is not the guy with the planks and the ropes. And no, I'm talking about the very divine technology behind creating those crop circles, the little orbs and stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
Like everybody's seen that video. There was two little white orbs over the field, and
Right.
boom, it appears. And it makes sense that it appears that fast. And
Right.
because that's the explanation also, like nobody can really point to people working in the field for hours making a circle. So it appears very fast. So there is definitely something there. It's intrigued me so much. And since I saw PT in it, and PT is big on crop circle stuff. So
Yeah, and what's I mean, even like there's just some details that just like really aren't um the thing that you would do with the plank and a rope. I mean, some of them have like woven
yeah.
layers of the wheat where like it's like a hatched pattern, So anyways, it's yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and I think I've heard P mention that the technology that's actually making those is the next realm's technology. So it's not in the heaven realm, which is Swarg, but it's in Buvar. So if you look at the Vedic cosmology, we're on Bu, Lok, Bhudevi, and then the next realm is Buvar, and that's the elven realm. That's like elf magic, elven realm is there, and then is Swarg, which is the heaven realm. And there's more realms beyond that also, but in terms of the little slice of where we are compared to the next one and the next one, that
Yeah,
is
because those little orb has to come from somewhere.
right.
So it makes sense what you're saying, that they come from a layer, the layer that is right above us.
Yes, exactly.
So before the firmament, above the firmament, like what is it? I first of all, I would have to go
Yeah,
there.
these
Verify.
are creational bits, science, right?
That's it. We don't know. We don't know. We have a sense that yes, definitely they come down and make circles in the wheat field, but I cannot tell you where they live. Those orb, like where they
Yeah,
sleep at
right.
night and stuff. Like I can tell you that.
Yeah,
And nobody can really tell you. And maybe PT has a great sense of the whole thing because he has studied it, but
right.
studied the whole Vedic stuff, and so maybe he has a greater sense than us about all this. So that would be interesting to hear him again about this.
Yeah,
What about the digital era and the digital ID, and now that goes with the whole AI thing, and
yeah.
they want to
Totally.
digitalize everything? Would that profitable for humanity, or we should keep our old plastic card and paper money and all this? And at one
Right,
point, the whole digital thing is easier, also, but is it absolutely necessary?
right.
I don't know.
I mean, so the thing that I've heard P say, and I don't want to like reveal too much of the things that he said before he comes on here because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
going to be able to explain it on his own. But I mean, I heard him say he's like, he doesn't have a problem with like one world system, but it's who is running that system,
okay.
you know? Like that is what matters because if the beings that are in charge of a more uh universal control operation, if they have the right ethics, the right morals, the right relationship with nature, the right relationship with the elements, and actually are going to govern this place for the humans, for us to actually do what we're supposed to be doing here, then that's good, you know? But the ones who have established or are trying to establish this like one world system, they don't have that uh ethos. They have a different agenda, which is we'll see if he wants to talk about that too. But
Yeah,
I mean, if you look, this is the thing, if you look at the Vedic text, the beings who are in the lower realms work endlessly and tirelessly to break into the higher realms. And so the ones who are in control here now are operating from the control agenda that's in Patal, which is that's like those are the lower realms. There's many layers of Patal, but and what's always happened in the Vedic tales is the beings from Patal try to break into Swarg. And so I think that story's still happening now. You know, that's not that same old story. So
Like their intention can be sense also, no? When you have billions and billions of dollars and you go and enslave humanity even more into your digital era instead of feeding people, well, you kind of see their intention. So I don't think Elon Musk has our best interest at heart. That's my point. I don't think he has my best interest in the middle of his heart. So
right.
I think we are allowed to question why they do this and what's the end goal. But we know the end goal is to control humanity even more. But can we, as a whole, also impact that AI to a point where it works for us to benefit humanity, or
Yeah.
will they control that also and put the like a glitch in the system when we ask too much questions about reality
Right. Right.
and stuff,
Yeah.
and just feed us a narrative that they want us to know? Like, I think like I said before, the most answers you're gonna find is within yourself when you observe around and you question things and objectively, not
Right.
in a way that you have been taught. But
It's like the truth is like water or it's like air. Like if
yeah,
you have water in your hands, you can hold it in your hand for a certain amount of time, but it's going to come out eventually. You can try to keep air inside of your hands, but it's going to get out,
yeah,
you know? And so that's basically they're trying to put a limit on what we can know, but it's the truth is real. It's breathing, is alive. It's like it is existence, it is divine itself. So there's only a certain amount of time that for like you can only hold your breath for so long before actually your body kicks in beyond your consciousness. You know, you can tell yourself I want to hold my breath, but at a certain point like your automatic thing will go you know, and it will go like that. And so like there is going to be a certain breaking point, and it just this is what's so exciting about the times that we're in, because and it's also, you know, challenging to watch kind of the some of the hardships or the consequences of all of the anti-life systems that have been in place for so long. But at the same time, I mean, I think AI is going to be another kind of like unknown factor, just like in Star Wars or in like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or in any of those tales where like nature starts fighting on the side of the good. And like I think AI is also going to be kind of like a Joker card or
yeah.
like a wild card kind of thing, where it's like all of a sudden it it is going to start like working for, you know, the well-being of life and
Ev-
existence. So
Eventually, maybe it's gonna be for the well-being of people, but I think at the beginning it's gonna be like narrative driven.
yes, that is, yeah, very much what's
Like,
happening right now.
definitely there is a narrative implanted. Like, I'm not really aware of the whole functioning of how they make that thing function, the AI, but they
Right.
probably feed it. Like, there's no brain intelligence behind it, so they have to feed the system a narrative of somehow, some way, somehow, and then probably it work on itself and expand its awareness by itself. The AI, maybe,
Right.
but there's human behind it. It's not something. Even the data centers, humans have to build it. Like, it's all man-made. The AI is man-made.
It comes from other realms. It's not man-made.
It's not man-made, you think?
No, it's not.
So why do they use it to the detrimental of humanity if it comes from? So it's like anything else. They just
Well,
invert it and
yeah, like P said, it's a technology, so it can be used for good or it can be used for another
okay.
agenda, you know. And so, just like everything else that they're doing, it is to the detriment, basically, you know. And so, it's the way that it's being implemented and used is for that. I mean, I know I sound very sure, even though I can't exactly prove that, but
But even
that's
the technology of a microprocessor, have you ever looked into a microprocessor?
exactly. I know a lot of people have probably seen that video now where they do the zoom in and the zoom
Yeah,
in and the zoom in, and it's like that is not human. We did
that
not do
it's not
that.
human. I don't think
I
so.
mean, but that's what P's talking about when he's talking about ParT technology. Like those, and even that story is reflected in other cultures because the whole world is Vedic, and at one point operated with the fullness of Vedic knowledge, and then at certain times, like different cultures, like broke away because of maybe certain calamities or earth changes that happen. But if you look into like the Norse or the Nordic tales, they're called the Eddas, not the Vedas, but the Eddas, and they have
Okay.
this thing with the different realms and the different lokes. And there's a Yggdrasil, which is the world tree that you can travel on to different realms. I think that's what it is. And so, anyways, they have
ADAS,
they
ADAS,
have
interesting word
the
because
Eddas.
in French, ADAS sounds like aide. Aide is help. Donne-moi de
Oh,
l'aide. Give me some help. Donne-moi de l'aide. Aide is also written AIDS. AIDES.
right.
Interesting.
Interesting. But yeah, like even in the Norse mythology, like the beings in the lower realms, they are the ones that make technology. Like they made Thor's hammer. Mjolnir, the beings way down there made that, and they made all sorts of stuff. There's stories about things that's like a handkerchief that's in your pocket, and you can unfold it and turn it into a ship, and you can
Yeah.
ride on and float, and like different, I mean, weird, interesting, different things that we don't have here. And so that's what P is talking about when he's talking about the ParT technology. That's the lower realm, like that microchip kind of stuff. I mean, they've been working on stuff because one of the differences between that realm and this realm is like the lifespans are longer, right? You can live for like 20,000 something years, so that's a lot longer that you can actually work on a project, and you have people doing things for long because they have different health technologies too. Basically, you can get
Wow.
inside the machine, and if you're sick, then it kind of like vibrates your auric field back to a healthy state. um so I mean,
Wow.
these are all just little
Super
bits and
interesting
pieces,
what you're
you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's that's why the Vedic thing is so cool because it actually has stories that can kind of show you what has happened in the long run. You know what I mean? In different eras and different
saying.
realms, different times and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like we as like people of the level of consciousness that we're at, like shouldn't necessarily like try to like understand everything, but like, oh, because like even I was talking with my dad about it, and he was like, well, I'd have to go back and learn Sanskrit because I really want to get to know like what actually is it saying. But the whole thing with the Vedic um like way is like you have a teacher, a guru who can explain to you like what these certain bits mean because we actually can't really get to it ourselves until we learn it from somebody who knows more than us.
So AI and all that technologies is not the apex of the technologies. What you're saying to me is that we're gonna see something even more evolving. We're gonna evolve with all this, but there is something much bigger that could potentially see the light of the day on Earth, other than AI and stuff. Like, is AI the apex of our technologies, or there is even bigger stuff than this?
Well, there's different technologies that don't exist here, you
Yeah,
know? Like there's like heavenly technologies that I don't really know a lot about, and even in the Vedic text there's all sorts of stories about the different flying machines. There's machines that you can control with your mind. There's even military weapons in the Vedic text that's like you can put a whole army to sleep, and that's how
wow.
you fight them, you know. And you don't even have to harm them. You just cast this certain type of weapon, and it puts
Frequency
everyone.
or
Yeah, like there's different types of things like that that are to us that's like in fantasy. That's like imagination, but the stories talk about those kind of things happening. So you know,
wow.
at the end of the day, like what's great also about the Vedic thing is it tells you what you need to do because this isn't the only realm, and we have to, if we want more knowledge, if we want more awareness, if we want more connection with divine, and because all this stuff is fascinating, it's amazing to hear about how this stuff works and like the limitless, infinite, uh, engaging, beautiful things that come from divine. You can get more of that, but you have to go to a higher realm where lifespans, because lifespans there are longer too. To actually learn about the creational sciences and stuff like that, you have to have not so much of like the struggle just for survival, because that is part of what's going on here. Just the struggle to feed yourself every day, to have a home, to stay warm, to have your clothes and everything like that. Like it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and energy each and every day to make sure that's taken care of for you. And then with the little bit of time you have left, you can kind of like learn and kind of and work on centering yourself and that kind of stuff. But in places like Swarg and higher realms, like there's much more time that you can devote and dedicate to actually um you know coming to understand about how divine operates, how things work. And then you can also start to work on learning how to do those kind of things yourself.
It
So
makes it makes a lot of sense what you're saying because after all, what would be the point of even existing here on this earth? What, pay bills and die? No, that's
right.
there's another significance to life than just pay bill and die and
Hmm.
follow a calendar. So definitely, uh, like you said, on if you can access, if there maybe this whole thing is this whole existence is test and trials, and we're being tested if we can have a ticket, a golden ticket for the higher realm.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, like Pete says, is to become sorted psychologically, to become
Yeah.
humble, to higher divine, to have the right attitudes, the right behaviors. But you can't do any of this kind of uh, like lower, like bratty behavior, being
No.
ignorant, being like defiant, being disrespectful to nature and the element. Like all that stuff has to be. You cannot have that. You're
No.
not allowed in. That they will see that in you. You can't
Yeah.
hide that either. It has to be. You have to actually have gotten past that and understand why, you know.
Wow.
And then
Anyway,
yeah, once you get there, then you get closer. So
yeah, that's it. But that's how you get closer and closer to Iron Divine. It's by centeration.
yeah,
Nothing else. It's not with AI. You won't get closer to Iron Divine with AI. So you better look within yourself, definitely. But again, that's just another way for us to look on the outside for validation with Chat GPT or whatever artificial stuff or unnatural stuff they throw at us. So yeah, look
right.
within yourself. So very interesting, Frank. We're gonna end this one there because you have stuff to do and everything. So but the whole patal, and yeah, I like
Yes,
this.
that's one of the most fascinating things to hear P talk about is where we are, our relationship with Patal, and what's happening right now because of their basically they've sieged, they've infiltrated this place, and then our relationship with Swark, or like how do you get there? Like P talking about these interdimensional energies, or things. I mean, it's so fascinating and curious. But really, he also was able to tie it all back to something that's practical and pointful, which is in the end, you need to work on evolving yourself if you want well-being. And
Yeah, we can look at AI, all kinds of stuff outside of us, but it starts with you. So
yes,
be the change you want to see in the world, right?
yes,
Okay, so Frank, we're out for this one, and that's it. Logging out.
yes, it's been a
Much
joy.
love, everyone. It's all love. What, Frank?
Yes. That has been a joy,
What?
been a pleasure. I always enjoy, chatting on things.
Yeah,
You know,
look, it's existential questions, and it's kind of refreshing, to bring those back up and just each and
yes,
every day maybe find more reasoning, more answers. Because
hmm
where are you going to find answers if it's not within you, within me, within all of us? So, yeah, but the reasoning is important because that's how we bring those answers up and
yeah.
running. So, boom, we're up and running. Out. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.